Alright y'all, we're back. We're going to be working on the Harley again today. Here's some parts that come in. This is the rear floorboards, the front floorboards, new brake lever. Check that guy out. Man, ain't that slick? And they come with an optional pad if I'd rather have a pad up there, but I think I'm going to leave that. Levers. Got the gear shifters. You got a heel and toe shifter on these Harleys. And this is that little upright doohickey I told you I was going to get. It goes in the shifter area. It hooks right there. These are the shifter, what your boot will go under. Highway pegs for the crash bar. And this thing right here, I got this last week, but I'm going to show you what we're getting into today. I'm going to be using the lathe, attempting to use the lathe to mill out the inside of this. Because after I got these fork legs changed on the last video, I put this spike thing on here, and it was perfect size for this side, but when I went to put this one on, the hole on the inside is too small for this axle. So what I'm going to do is measure this and attempt to bore out the inside of this to where it'll slip over there and tighten up with these two Allens. So what I've done is I've already went ahead and dug through this drawer. This is that lathe I got. I made a video about this lathe. I got this lathe with a whole drawer of tools and stuff that goes on this lathe. This lathe from like the 1950s. What I've done is I've chose a bit or tool, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to attempt to bore out this inside. And I am by no means a machinist, so if there's a machinist out there shaking your head at me because I'm using the wrong bit, well, I don't blame you. I'm not a professional at this. I know just enough to get by, so that's what we're going to do right now. Alright, I covered it with masking tape, so hopefully the jaws of the lathe won't scratch up this outside. And we fixing to chuck it up in there and get to work. Alright, here's the little measuring thing that come with the lathe. Got a couple little tools like this with the lathe, but so I'm going to measure the outside of this guy, and then these forks right here, I'll measure the inside of that like this whenever I bore some out. So here we go. Alright, here we go, little by little. Really slow. I'm plunging that bit inside it, making the hole bigger. Like I said, I got no idea what I'm doing. Just kind of winging it. Alright, I ain't going to bore y'all with this. I'll show you the finished product or the messed up product, depending on how this goes. Alright, there's first pass. And as you can see, still got a little ways to go. So it worked pretty decent though for somebody who don't know what the hell he's doing. I did alright. Alright, we're gonna go in for round 2. Alright y'all, we're part way through pass number 2. Look who come to visit. Mr. Wiggy, you come to say hi? You come to help Daddy? Alright, I gotta pay attention to this. Alright y'all, we are done with pass number 2. And check this out. It is a touch too big. I bit off a little more than I should have, but it is just barely. It's like a 1/16 too much. But that don't matter because it's got the little Allen head keepers. So let's get all this tape off of it and see what it looks like on the bike. Alright y'all. Got the Allen head screws put back in. That's what the inside looks like. But it's got sticky tape residue all over it, but there's no scratches on it from the lathe chuck. So I just need to take this in and wash it. But that's what it's supposed to look like. Let's see if she fits. Bam! Alright. Fits. So and these Allen heads, they'll go down where nobody sees them, and they'll be tightened up. Make it look nice and pretty. But I'll do that later. I'm going to go clean it up, and I'm going to actually end up taking this wheel off again and putting those black spacers in there. And then we'll see what else we can get into on this bike. Alright, got my black spacers picked out. So I'm fixing to put the wheel back on. Alright, got the stock spacers changed out for the for black ones. Got both axle nut covers on. Looks pretty sharp, huh? Little details like that is what makes it. See how all this is going to tie in? So let's see. Why don't we do the crash bar next? Yeah, let's get into that. Alright, just took off the old crash bar. Got the new one. It comes in 3 pieces. Fixing to put her on. Alright, got this top piece mounted, the stainless Allen head bolt. Now it's time to put this piece on. Check this out. I'm just going to kind of put it up there. Look how wicked that's going to look. Look how dangerous that looks. Alright, let me get busy. I had to incorporate the help of a bottle jack to jack this up about 1/4 of an inch to get the bolt started. So, but here's pretty much how this side looks. You got the Allen head bolt up here. You got a bolt right here holding this spiky part to the center part. And you got that bolt right there holding it to the frame. It'll be the same on the other side. Alright, y'all, check that damn thing out. That thing looks wicked. Alright, we're going to put the highway bars on here next. Highway pegs, I mean, not highway bars. Look at that. Man. And if you got in a crash with those things, you'd hurt your damn self, won't you? Alright, let's put some highway pegs on. Alright, I put my highway pegs together. These mount to the crash bar, and they fold up when you're not using them. And when you get out on the interstate or some long road, you can fold them down and kick your feet up on them. And I ordered these for 1.25 inch crash bar, which is what that crash bar is we just installed. And I guess you can mount them one way or the other, but I'm going to call this the ugly side, and I'm going to call this the good looking side, the pretty side. So when you're looking at the bike from the front, I think I'm going to have it this way, and when I'm riding it, you'll see this side. But maybe I could go to the hardware store and find something that looks a little bit nicer than that. But anyway, we're fixing to put that on. So they'll mount on here. You can have them folded up, and then you can fold them out. But I think I'm going to have them rotated around about 45 degrees is how I had the ones on that old one down there. So I think I'm going to start them out about 45 degrees and see how it ends up. I got one mounted. I can't quite get it to the angle I want because I'm guessing this started out life as round tubing, and as they put it in a tubing bender, it kind of ovaled the walls of this crash bar, and this is meant to go on a round bar. So when I try to adjust this thing around to where I want it, it's fighting that bulge in the crash bar tubing. Even though you can't really see that bulge by eye, you can feel it whenever you try to rotate this around. But we'll try it out right there. So yeah, I like how it looks. Alright, and they fold up like this. Alright, let me try to get the one on the other side mounted in the same location. There we go. Look pretty slick. It's about the same. You look through. Roughly about the same angle. About 3 fingers from the top of this point on each side. Fold out. I like it. Wish the hardware was black. Maybe I can tape off. Maybe I can tape off all around this and just do a little squirt of black paint on there or something. Anyway. Alright. Got that done. Let's move on to something else. Alright. Let's see about taking these floorboards off and these shifters and the shift rod. All that stuff. We'll do that. Alright, to get the floorboard off, you just lift it up and undo these little nuts and bolts here and it'll pop off. Man, there we go. Holy crap, that looks good. Thing looks dangerous. Alright, let's get this floorboard changed out and these linkages and stuff. Alright, I got the back one on. It also folds up, but it also has a center Allen bolt, and this thing will pivot on the shaft, and I guess you get it to the angle you want and then tighten that Allen right there, which I ain't real super crazy about. I wish it'd be like solid welded, but alright, I'm fixing to level them out and tighten it down, I guess. Yeah, I'm not real crazy about that. I got them pretty much level, but look what happens if you want to fold them up. And it's not even folded all the way in. I imagine if I kicked them at an angle like that, when they folded up, they'd fold up flat, but I'm sure my wife don't want to sit with her feet like that. Ah, well. We'll see how it does. Alright, got the front floorboard, the rear floorboard. I put this fancy upright. This is the one that come off. Took that off. Put this one on, put my shift linkage on. And this bolt is just temporary because this arm didn't come with a bolt in the end of it, and this shift linkage didn't come with a bolt on either end. So tomorrow morning I'm going to go and get the correct bolts made stainless. And so right now all that's doing is I just got a bolt temporarily threaded in just to hold this at the angle it needs to be, so I can put my heel and toe shifter on. So that's what I'm going to do now. Alright, y'all. This is as far as I got today. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'd say I've made some pretty good progress. Man, look at that thing. That shit looks good. I love it. Like I said, I just got to hit the hardware store and get the couple correct bolts right there. And I didn't get the passenger side done. It's still got the old pegs and stuff on there. But man, that right there, woo, I love it. Absolutely love it. Alright, y'all, I've had enough. I've been soaking wet with sweat since this morning. I'm fixing to clean up all my tools, throw a tarp over this thing for the night, and I'll be back out in the morning plucking away at the other side. And I'm dying to get those ape hangers on there, those 14-inch meat hook apes. My ape hangers got the same hook as this, and the sissy bar is gonna have that same hook to tie everything in together. So alright, well, I appreciate y'all suffering through this video, and hopefully I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one. Be safe out there.